Hello and welcome. Today, we are jumping right into the MapPass cache system. We're going to pull everything directly from their documentation to give you a really clear, no-fluff breakdown of how this whole thing is supposed to work.
So let's get right down to the fundamental question, right? How on earth can a system create actual cache just by getting a group of people to a finish line? That's the puzzle we're here to piece together today.
And here's our roadmap for doing just that. First, we'll look at the core products, what you're actually buying. Then we'll cover the 3 ways you can earn. After that, we dive into the engine of the system, the 5x5 group structure. Then, of course, the numbers, your earning potential. We'll see how you can scale with multiple groups and wrap up with what really makes this system different from others out there.
All right, first up, the core products. Before we could even talk about earning cash, we have to understand what people are buying to participate in the first place.
It's pretty simple, really. There are 2 main ways to get in. You've got the MapPass ID for $24. This is the main ticket, It's required to participate and it unlocks the whole commission system. Or there's a lower cost entry point, a $2.40 key. And if you collect 10 of those keys, you can bundle them together and upgrade into a full ID.
Okay, so we know the products. Now for the part everyone's interested in. Section 2, the 3 ways to earn cash. Let's get into the actual mechanics of how the money moves around.
According to the documentation, it all boils down to these 3 things. You've got your direct commissions, which are immediate. Then you have the big one, group completion. And finally, there's the organizer multiplier, which is all about repetition and scaling. Let's take a look at that first one.
So, direct commissions are about as straightforward as it gets. If you introduce somebody to the system and they buy a product, you earn a percentage of that sale, in cash, right away. There's no waiting around for a group to fill or anything like that. It's just a simple, instant thank you.
All right, that brings us to the real heart of the system. Section 3, the 5x5 group system. The documentation literally calls this the core engine of the program. So, yeah, this is the part we really need to wrap our heads around.
So what does this engine look like? Well, the structure is dead simple. It's a 5x5. That means you have 5 people on each level, and there are 5 levels total. So a completely full group under one organizer has 125 people. Now look at those last 2 words on the slide, finite and finish. This is so important. The system isn't built for never-ending growth. It's specifically designed for a group to complete, to actually reach an endpoint.
Now that we got the structure, let's talk money. Section 4, your earning potential. What does completing one of these finite groups actually mean for your wallet? So let's play this out. Let's say you're the organizer at the very top of a group. You started with your $24 MapPass ID, and now the whole group, all 5 levels beneath you, is completely full. When that happens, the payout is about $11,172. And their documentation is really clear on this. This is a cash-only figure that comes from the system's own math. It's not based on some token price going up or down. It's the calculated cash payout from all the funds in that finish group.
And this slide really shows you how much your starting point matters. If you start with that full $24 MapPass ID, you're looking at that $11,000 figure. But if you start with the lower cost keys, the payout for a completed group is closer to $1,172. So you can see there are 2 very different tiers for participating.
So what happens after you finish a group? Are you just done? Well, that's where the 3rd way to earn comes in. Let's look at Section 5, scaling with multiple groups. They call this the organizer multiplier effect.
Okay, let's just reset our baseline here. As we just saw, one completed group that started with a MapPass ID generates roughly $11,172 for the organizer. Got it.
Well, since the whole process is designed to be repeatable, the math from here is pretty easy. If you complete 3 groups, you're looking at 3 times that payout.
And if you complete 5, you're looking at over $55,000. The whole idea here is that an organizer's job is to focus on finishing one group at a time. Then you just repeat the process when you're ready.
So, we've gone through the products, the mechanics, and the numbers. Let's get to our last section, why MapPass says it's different. This is all about the core philosophy behind the system's design. And this slide really pulls it all together. The system is designed to be finite, just 5 levels, and it's completion-based. That means no endless downlines. The focus isn't on constantly trying to recruit more and more people forever. It's about hitting a finish line where there's a clear, predictable cash payout waiting.
I think this slide does a great job of drawing a line in the sand. On the left, you've got what this system is not about.
You don't need to go out and recruit strangers or chase some crazy sales volume. And on the right, it shows you what the actual goal is. You organize people, maybe people you already know, you help that group complete, and then you repeat the process if you want to.
Honestly, this quote directly from their documentation just says it all. It says, MapPass doesn't promise unlimited income. It promises a clear system where completion creates cash flow. Finish one group, get paid. Build another when you're ready. That right there, that finish and get paid idea, that's the whole model.
So, if you were to walk away from this explainer with just one single thought, it should be this. With MapPass, you earn cash by completing groups and a system that is built from the ground up to finish.
And that brings us to our final question. Just something to think about. If the main goal of a network like this was simply completion instead of endless recruitment, what kinds of things could you organize? What kind of projects or communities or even fundraisers could you build with a structure like that? That's the real idea to take away today.